Good evening, good morning, good afternoon to all of you on the Sacred Pause. I hope you've had a wonderful weekend, the sacred solstice weekend. Here in the UK, the weather's been changeable, but nonetheless, it's been beautiful. So, I'm not sure if you can hear the birds in the background, just singing, and I always think they're singing a song for the end of the day, celebrating the day. Celebrating the sunshine, the rain, whatever the weather's been. It's a celebration at the close of the day and looking forward to the new day. So either way, I'm sending you all a hug or a huggle or both. And if any of you are new to the Sacred Pause, if you don't know what a huggle is, put your left hand on the right shoulder and your right hand on the left shoulder and give yourself a hug. It's a wonderful thing, especially in times of need, isolation, when we're worried, when we're challenged, when we need courage, and just when we need to put a smile on our face. And we all need lots of smiles, that's for sure, COVID or otherwise. We all need to smile. It's not real, of course, to think that we can smile and that there's never going to be any challenges, nor is there going to be any adversity. A friend once said that the only thing that separates us is how we get through the adversity. I think there's a lot of truth in that. I'm sure each of us have our own point of view, and there's nothing wrong with that, because goodness me, what a boring way it would be if we were all the same. So please, as I welcome you to another evening's meditation, open sacred space. I am sat by the window in my beautiful bedroom, and I have many rose quartz crystals and a beautiful clear quartz crystal wand, a beautiful angel, Himalayan rock salt, and a smoky quartz, and a beautiful feather. So I'm sat here with the window open, overlooking the trees and the fields, and looking out over a beautiful blue evening sky with a bird flying overhead. And I've celebrated a wonderful day today. And in the UK today has been Father's Day. And although my ex-husband and I are the father of all 4 of my children and the grandfather of all 8 of our granddaughters, we do have 8 granddaughters and we adore them. I am very, very lucky that through the healing we've resolved many issues. And I'm very lucky that we can sit in the same room, sit round the same dining table, and the love and respect is still there. And I give thanks every time when I see him. And I want you to take your attention as you open sacred space to friendships and compassion, to connection. There was a time during our divorce and the subsequent years after that were certainly not pleasant, and it was very difficult to see him, to be in the same room as him. And it was through Reiki healing. Although I'm a natural healer, it was through Reiki healing that I decided to send him healing, send him absent healing. And as I did that, I began to understand his point of view, because I divorced him. And I also took responsibility for that, and it changed many things. It changed me. It made me more humble. And it made me realise that no one is ever 100% to blame. And there was blame on my part in the divorce procedures as well. And if I'd have had more wisdom, more compassion, perhaps things had been different. And as we take our attention to wisdom and compassion, to friendships and connection, many of you may well already know this, and there is scientific evidence to support it, but all of the trees are connected through the root system, through the fungi. They communicate to each other, and as I look out over this beautiful field of the trees, I can feel that connection. I can almost see it. I do see auras and see lights around people, see energies, elementals, spirits, spirit guides, power animals. But I can really tangibly see the connection between the trees tonight, like tiny threads going from one tree to another to another. And it's beautiful. And when I look at the subtle colours, it's almost like a firework light, a sparkler dancing between one tree and another tree. And when I feel it, it's amazing. There are no words. Sometimes the English language is really rubbish to describe the powerful sense of a loving connection here. And I do hope you can hear the birds singing. But if you can't in meditation, I'm sure you can visualize them anyway. But what I'd like you to do now is just go into sacred pause. Let's celebrate the trees. Let's celebrate connection. Because the air that we breathe comes from the trees. And of course, without the trees, we really are nothing. So I'm going to leave you for a few moments to contemplate friendships, connections with ourselves, with our families, with our loved ones, with our ex-loved ones. We can still love someone, regardless of anything. But I certainly love the trees. And I love all of you, and many of you I've not met, and it doesn't matter. So just enjoy the sacred pause, and I'll come back to you in a few minutes. Just be and connect to yourself. And as I look out of the window here, excuse me, I can hear the birds. And just before I broke the silence, I could hear somebody sawing wood. I can't see them, but I wonder what they're making. We have so much to give thanks for with the trees. As I look at the garden gate, the fences, the trellises for the flowers, the beautiful wooden cabins and sheds of the people locally, the telegraph poles, the farmers' sheds in the field. I'm not sure if you'll hear the sawing of the wood. Perfect timing, perfect synchronicities, of course. But I found a picture in Glastonbury that really called to my soul a few years ago. And I was grateful that I had the money to buy it. It's painted on driftwood. I will put it on the sacred pause, and maybe you can meditate with it. Maybe you can just be with it. It's full of healing energy, but it's a picture that really resonates with me. And every time I look at it, because it's painted on driftwood, I connect back to basics, back to the sacred trees, back to the sacredness and the oneness of everything, really. And I think when we get back to the simpleness and the appreciation of trees, I think when we can stand under a tree, shelter in the rain, sit under a tree and enjoy a picnic in a bright sunny day, I think when we can honour the trees and know that they house so much wildlife, the squirrels, the birds, the owls, the fungi. And today we were in the woods in a beautiful park, and my granddaughters, 3 and 7, the little one was in the backpack, she's only 1. They were walking along, just as little girls like to do, in the wellies, walking along the fallen trunks of the trees. And there was a trunk that was carved into a throne, and there was a plaque on there to say, this man called Bert had once loved to walk in the trees, just as I used to, with my grandparents many years ago. We played poo sticks on the mini bridges. And the joy of wood, sticks, the dogs that were in and out of the water with huge sticks was tremendous. So let's celebrate the trees tonight. Let's celebrate the trees every day. Let's celebrate the sound of the wind through the trees. Let's celebrate the sound of the rain echo and drip from the trees, because that's one of my favourite sounds. So I'm not going to close the meditation officially tonight. I'm just going to leave you in a space that hopefully I've assisted you to create in loving connection and communion with one another. So wherever you are in the world, I genuinely hope you've enjoyed the meditation. I hope that you're relaxed, centered, focused and balanced. And remember to give yourself a huggle. And if you want to go and hug the trees, then please do. So namaste, my friends. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.